In this video I'm going to show you how to calculate ring main resistance values in Excel. So first off, open Excel up and find yourself a blank worksheet. So that's what we're doing now. We're just going to open up the workbook, and here we go. Now first things first, as you'll see, it's a plain sheet. I'm going to select this corner button and I'm going to change the font size to 14s or 16, so it gives you a better view of the screen. And I'm just inputting in the first cell the title of what it is that we're talking about, which is ring main testing. I've put that in column D. Next, just moving down slightly, I'm going to put the parameters in for what we're actually talking about, which is your R1, R2 and Rn values. And then we'll be moving on to the formulas yourselves. In the next box in column G, I'm inputting the R1 plus R2. Notice that we've got lowercase and uppercase, as it should be displayed on your test certificates. So the next step is to select column E and column G and just center those just so it looks a bit better. Same with column H. And then I'm selecting column E and row 9. And what I'm doing here is just putting a border around it so that it stands out a little bit more. And I'm just going to fill the rest of the sheet in white so it really stands out and makes it very clear. So now we've got our cells ready, we can start inputting some data. So the first thing to notice is on the R2 value there, we need to put a formula in. And we'll start very simply by putting the equals and then sum and open brackets, and that tells the computer that we're actually putting a calculation in. So just making a tiny mistake there, just put the brackets in the wrong way, so we'll correct that. There we go, and that's the formula for that cell done. Next we'll look at the Rn, and because it's the same value as the R1, we can just copy the box straight over. The next thing, a bit more complicated, R1 plus R2, and again it's a sum again. So what we want to do this time is take the cell reference from E8 and add it to E11. And we're closing the brackets out because we want it to do that first. Then we divide by 4, as you would do on a calculator, which I'll show you in a moment. So those are the boxes and the cells completed. I'm putting a value in there that's distinguishable. And obviously you can see it's returned a value with a lot of recurring numbers. So you click on Format Cells, Number, 2 decimal places, and click the OK button at the bottom of the screen, and that will correct it and give you a result to 2 decimal places. And it's a simple case of just repeating the process for the rest of them so that they all line up. And make sure you've got numbers, 2 decimal places again, and then click OK. And that's pretty much it. So we'll bring the calculator into view. And just to show you the long, harder way of doing things, I'll change that to a different figure. So you can see how quick it is on there. And obviously you've got a lot speedier on that, on the spreadsheet. So put 0.91 in, times it by 1.67 as you would do on a calculator, gives you 1.5197, 1.52, which is exactly right. And then we would have to work out our R1, R2, which is simply adding R1 to R2 with the lowercase values and then dividing by 4 as you would with the ring main, giving you 0.6075, rounded up 0.61. And you can see the obvious advantages of using the spreadsheet over a conventional calculator. It's much quicker and easier. And you can even download these spreadsheets to your phone these days if you've got the capabilities, and you can just tidy the boxes up and give it a nice frame. Last but not least is obviously saving the project under an appropriate name.